Now at 6, authorities investigate a train derailment in Columbus, Kansas. Plus, reaction today after that passenger flight out of Wichita turned deadly in midair. It killed people who included members of the U.S. figure skating team. And authorities in Oklahoma investigate the injury of an Ottawa County inmate.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A rescue mission turns into a recovery mission after a passenger jet out of Wichita collides with an Army helicopter. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The American Airlines passenger jet and Black Hawk helicopter collided in midair last night near Reagan National Airport outside Washington, D.C. This video shows the Black Hawk appear to move into the path of the jet. The plane carried 60 passengers and 4 crew members. 3 soldiers were on board the helicopter. Authorities believe all 67 people were killed in that crash. The crash is hitting the ice skating community especially hard. U.S. figure skating confirms the plane's passengers included several of its members who had ties to clubs in Massachusetts and Virginia. Courtney Cole reports from Boston.
A makeshift memorial is growing at the Ashburn Ice House in Virginia, honoring victims of Wednesday's deadly mid-air collision.
It's a tough day. The staff is struggling.
Rob Lorenzen serves as the club's general manager and says some of his members were on American Airlines Flight 5342.
It's a shame that the community has to experience this, and the potential of several individuals no longer participating, it leaves a void.
The Skating Club of Boston is grieving the loss of 6 of its members who were also returning from the U.S. Figure Skating Championships and Development Camp in Kansas.
I just broke down. Just to hear the news in the morning was absolutely heartbreaking, knowing that it's going to impact a community of skaters.
Teen skaters Spencer Lane and Jenna Hahn, known for their talent and leadership, were traveling with their mothers, Jen Hahn and Christine Lane.
Spencer was a crazy kid, highly talented, like incredibly talented. Gina, just a wonderful kid, wonderful parents, great athlete, great competitor, loved by all.
2 esteemed club coaches, married couple Jenya Shiskova and Vadim Nomov, 1994 world champions, were also on board. They trained in St. Petersburg, Russia, before moving to the U.S. to train young skaters.
When you lose coaches like this, you lose the future of the sport.
The Skating Club of Boston lost 18 of its members in 1961 in another plane crash en route to the World Championships in Prague. Courtney Cole, CBS News, Boston.
The son of the coaches killed is also a skater and had returned home to Massachusetts days earlier after competing. Many people haven't prepared to deal with the impact of an unexpected loss, but there are some things you can do. KOAM spoke to some professionals in Joplin about what you can do to make family life easier and more transparent after you or a family member passes. They say there will be many questions, but being prepared will save time, money, and most importantly, stress.
You have a car, for example. The DMV isn't just going to give your car to your child. They don't know if that's your only child. They want an order from the court, from the probate court, that tells them who they should give that car to.
Always encourage people to have those answers written down somewhere. Start that conversation with your loved ones at any time. It's never too early.
Adamson says having a power of attorney will also make things smoother. We're going to have more on this story tonight on KOAM News at 10. Authorities are cleaning up from a train derailment in Columbus, Kansas this afternoon. There are no reports of injuries. In fact, the city's Facebook page confirms there were no injuries. The crash is impacting the railroad crossings, though, on Kansas and High School Avenue. BNSF estimated the crossings would remain blocked for a few hours while they work to move the cars back onto the tracks. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, of course, we've been in and out of the showers, even some thunderstorms since last night, and then on and off through the day. Since midnight, about 1/4 to 1/2 inch across Joplin, but of course we had rain prior to midnight last night. Temperatures well above freezing, 56 in Joplin, 55 in Pittsburgh. Cooling down a little bit. You can see the wind switching around out of the northwest in our western counties. Missouri side still sitting into the mid 50s, but we're getting on the back side of the system. You can see this twist in the atmosphere. That is our upper level low that is going to be pushing through. And with it, we've had showers on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side over the past several hours, mainly the leading edge, Fort Scott to Pittsburgh. But these are going to continue to lift north and east into Missouri as we go through the evening hours. And rain sticking around still tonight into tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you soon. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is looking into the injury of an inmate at the Ottawa County Jail. The Sheriff's Department says on January 22nd, a woman was transported to the Miami Integris Hospital by ambulance from her home in Miami for a possible overdose. We're not using that woman's name because she is not charged with a crime. While at the hospital, the woman reportedly became aggressive with the medical staff. Miami police officers arrested her on a probable cause for battery of a medical professional. The Sheriff's Department says when the woman arrived at the jail, she was unable to walk without assistance due to what appeared to be symptoms of intoxication and at times acted aggressively toward jail staff. Authorities say she was not placed into general population and was kept where jailers could observe her on video. They say she was taken back to the hospital for treatment after striking her head on the floor, then brought back to the jail on January 23rd, where she was placed in a holding cell by herself. They say over the weekend she was watched and nothing appeared to change with her condition. Then, on Monday of this week, the woman appeared in court with injuries that included 2 black eyes. In a news release, Sheriff David Dean says, quote, "It was reported to me on Monday that the woman may have been seriously injured while detained in the Ottawa County Jail. My office has begun a preliminary investigation into the matter. At this time, it does not appear that any person assaulted her." Now, at the sheriff's request, the OSBI is investigating this case, and the district attorney's office has dismissed the criminal charges against the woman, saying it does not appear she was able to form a criminal intent at the hospital. Fort Scott and Frontenac High School take their battle to the mat tonight for the 9th annual Cannonball Clash. John Dales has a preview coming up later in sports. But up first, the ARMA fire chief addresses some community concerns about department program. The ARMA Kansas fire chief is responding to some community concerns that the fire department is discontinuing 2 of their firefighter programs. KOIM's Melissa Alexis has more.
My concern there was if we didn't have that, what kind of impact would that have?
Melissa Rhodes, like many other ARMA residents, saw an anonymous Facebook post that said the ARMA Fire Department will be discontinuing 2 of their programs.
They're our first responders in our community, whether they're junior firefighters or firefighters, whether it's a health, it's a heart attack, it's a fire.
The programs in question are the Sleep In program and the Junior Firefighter program.
Have that training ground for them, and that's such a boost for our community, for our school district.
The Junior Firefighter program offers training for young people interested in being a firefighter, and the Sleep In program allows for quick responses to overnight emergencies in ARMA.
Sleeping here, so when calls do come out, it's your responsibility to, head that way.
Our station is basically your home. You can watch TV, work on a computer, and then go to bed at night. And if we get a call in the middle of the night, you get up, or a medical call, you get up in the middle of the night and you go to that call.
The ARMA fire chief responds to claims the program is ending and says both of these programs are not going anywhere.
Living program still is going on. We've got some people that are moving out because they got jobs, so we're still looking for new people.
Rhodes says finding out these programs will stay in place is a relief.
If I had an emergency, if there's something wrong with my 95-year-old mother, I can call 911, and I know that someone from the fire department is going to be there within less than 5 minutes. I know that because that's my experience.
And she says these fire department programs increase safety for the ARMA community.
That's a great security to have, especially for a small rural community.
Reporting in ARMA, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Fire chief says people interested in either program can come to the ARMA Fire Department to learn more about joining. A little bit later, students and staff at a Carthage kindergarten celebrate a milestone 100 days in the making.
And we still have some rain sticking around tonight into your Friday. Details coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be a wet Thursday for us today. Showers, thunderstorms last night throughout the daytime hours for us today. And we still have scattered showers out there right now. A little foggy as well, which you can see on our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking downtown Joplin. All right, heaviest rain has been on the Missouri side, lighter Kansas, and also into Oklahoma, mainly under a half an inch. And then where you pick up the greens, we're talking half an inch upwards to an inch. So average in this region, southwestern Missouri, about an inch of rain, which is nice to see. We still have showers out there right now, Kansas into Oklahoma, but advancing off toward the north and to the east. Where you see the yellows, some moderate rain, Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, just north of Pittsburgh, and then trailing back towards Chanute. And then we have some heavier pockets, southern parts of Lebec County into Cherokee County. A little bit choppier once you get into northeastern Oklahoma. But all this will slide northeast as we go through the next couple hours. So these showers kind of pushing through, and then we just kind of settle in drizzle and fog for most of the night. As we get into Friday morning, backside of the system, we'll start the day with some clouds, a few light little showers kind of sticking around as we go through the morning on your Friday. At least temperatures well above freezing. Now we are cooling down western counties with that cooler air starting to work in. Through the evening, slide back through the 50s into the 40s, those hit and miss showers. And look at this big storm system. You can see the counterclockwise turn right across Kansas into Oklahoma. That's our upper level low that is shifting on by. So this is all going to advance off toward the east over the next couple days. Once it gets out of here, it leaves us in a zonal flow, meaning from west to east, and it looks pretty good as we head into the weekend. We do get another system in here. This is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday into Thursday, fairly weak. It will cool us down a little bit, but it will give us some rain. And then once that gets out of here, we'll watch for another system trying to move in probably right after the Super Bowl. All right, so let's go through time. Of course, the showers throughout the evening hours, drizzle and fog kind of setting in the rest of the night. So we start Friday with those morning showers. Should be out by the afternoon hours. A little bit of sunshine. 53 Chanute, Veneta, 50 in Bentonville, 48. A little bit cooler in Stockton. Tomorrow night looks fine. We're going to have northerly winds. We kind of cool back down into low to mid 30s. And then partly sunny skies on Saturday, but it looks fantastic. High temps right around 60 degrees by Saturday, and it even gets better on Sunday. 44 to start, 55 by noon. High temp right around 50 on your Friday. 60 Saturday, 65 by the time Sunday rolls around. So there's no football this weekend, waiting for the Super Bowl, but it looks good to get outside on Saturday and Sunday. All right, 50 tomorrow, 60s over the weekend, 56 on Monday. Cooling back down on Tuesday. We are going to have some showers and then kind of just up and down temperatures next week. But overall, looking pretty good.
Kind of sad to think there'll be no football this weekend.
I know.
And in a couple of weeks, it'll be gone for the year. But in the meantime, in between those 2 weekends,
we got a big game.
We're going to watch the Chiefs win another Super Bowl.
Yep.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Missouri Southern and Pitt State basketball both play on the road, and Fort Scott High School wrestling hosts Frontenac. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next in sports.
Tonight is the 9th annual Cannonball Clash between Fort Scott and Frontenac High School Wrestling. The winner takes home a traveling trophy. The girls' duel just got started at 6. After a senior day ceremony, the boys' duel is scheduled to begin at 7. Now, the Fort Scott boys are ranked 8th in their class, and the Tigers girls team is ranked 3rd in the state. Fort Scott won last year's Cannonball Clash. We'll have highlights from tonight's action at 9 on Fox 14 and 10 on KOAM. 6th-ranked Pittsburgh State women's basketball is back in action tonight. The Gorillas head on the road for an MIAA game against Northeastern State, and they bring an 8-game winning streak with them. At halftime of tonight's contest, the Gorillas look to be well on their way to a 9th consecutive victory and remaining undefeated in conference play. They lead Northeastern State 43-31. Macy Mays has led the way offensively for PSU. The El Dorado Springs grad has 12 points on 3 of 4 shooting. After that one finishes, Pitt State men's basketball is ready for its second meeting of the year against Northeastern State. Gorillas lost to the Riverhawks at home by just 4 points. That game was back on January 4th. But Jeff Boshy's team has come into this game with some momentum, having won 3 of its last 4. Northeastern State, meanwhile, brings a 2-game losing streak into tonight. Well, the Missouri Southern Lions are also on the road in MIAA country this evening. They travel to Arkansas Fort Smith, both coming off a loss to Pittsburgh State on Saturday. We'll begin with the women's game. Things started out great for Missouri Southern. They scored the first 10 points of this one. But then Arkansas Fort Smith got back into it, and as we come on the air at halftime, Southern trails 43-39. Caitlin Honeycutt shooting has kept the Lions in it, though. She's got 14 points and is 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. After that one, the Missouri Southern men try to snap a 2-game losing skid. Lions have been up and down in MIAA play. They enter tonight with a conference record of 4-5. Fortunately for them, their opponent tonight, Arkansas Fort Smith, in last place in the MIAA with a 1-8 conference record. Second meeting of the season between these two, Southern won the first by 9 points on January 4th. Well, with opening day less than 24 hours away, the MIAA releases its baseball and softball preseason polls this morning. We'll start by taking a look at the baseball coaches poll. Missouri Southern picked second behind Central Missouri, who advanced all the way to Division II College World Series in 2024. Now, the Lions do receive 2 of the 13 first place votes. Right behind them, Pittsburgh State in at number 3. Here's a look at the softball preseason poll. Rogers State, number 1 spot, followed by Central Oklahoma. Now, the Hellcats shared the 2024 conference title with Pittsburgh State, who comes in at 3. Then Missouri Southern in the number 5 spot. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
It's Wesco Home Furnishings in Naples, Italy. We are proud to salute Ethan Nicholas, a 4-state hero.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to take a closer look at some of the concerns farmers in Missouri have about the future of their industry. Plus, we'll have more on preparing the right documents ahead of an untimely death or emergency. And the latest numbers out of Kansas as cases of tuberculosis continue to climb. Those stories, a lot more tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Kindergartners at the Columbian Elementary School in Carthage celebrated a milestone today. Staff and students took a look back on their first 100 days of the school year. The celebration featured a variety of fun activities and crafts, all using the number 100 to help kids grasp just exactly what 100 means, I suppose. We're not going to get anywhere close to 100, but the temperature looking pretty good in the days ahead.
That is true. Our temperatures, not too bad, 50 on Friday, but look at the weekend, 60 Saturday, 65 on Sunday. Some additional rain chances the middle of next week.
Final sports note.
Crowder baseball is ready to get its season started today. It was supposed to play Labette Community College. That gets postponed. The two will see each other on Saturday.
Seems too soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Glad it's here. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.